mean, I think in any school I've worked at, you need to ensure that the teachers set up clear boundaries of what is, when to contact teacher and not. Certainly would not advise giving out mobile telephone numbers, that sort of thing. I think that's however close you feel a relationship you're building, I think you need to set up some boundaries, and then also work through the structures that have been set up in the school. So in the vast majority of schools, there will be a clear structure set up, all right, which will probably mean that you won't necessarily be you may not be the first point of call, or you may be for a certain group of students. Certainly in our school, for a small group of students, if you like the homeroom, the tutor group, that group of students, you would be the first point of contact. But if then you've got other parents contacting you, perhaps about a subject or whatever, and that's not within the framework, really you should be then making that reference to your head of department, team leader, etc., for him or her to deal with that, so that that helps to in terms of that protection. Whilst we're talking about boundaries, I would say exactly the same with students. All right, and to know not just in terms of the classroom, but how the dealings outside of the classroom. Again, thinking about WhatsApp groups, mobile numbers, all that sort of thing. You need to think very, very carefully about that. And to set up clearly what those boundaries are. In our school, we're residential. So again, that's something we have to really focus on with the teachers, to say, well, no, you cannot come and knock on my door at 9 o'clock at night. Okay, that we'll set some limits here, unless it's obviously it's an emergency situation. If there are bigger issues arise, then I will look to see whether we need to put some clear limits on, and we've done some work on that. We used to have activities going on at sort of in the evening, teachers arranged. We've stopped all that from happening, so the students know that they can't have an activity with a teacher past a certain time. So we've set up structures like that.